It's easy to follow in years. Until Sin's return. It's easy to follow along with the first half of the plot, going from temple to temple against Sin. All the while, everything you encounter, there's talks about Spira, how the people get through their days, the devastation they've suffered, and how they goddamned love Blitzball. Which one of the things I greatly appreciate about the there are no hits at the very last second. In fact, it's the opposite. You're told all of the twists. In fact, it's the opposite. You're told to find out that the clergy being controlled, as is the obvious fact that is evil. You learn that Auron is an unsent. Even the final sending ceremony. Even the final boss is this shows up, avoiding that trap of behind all the other bad guys. Dimidar, thanks for the resub. Welcome out to a boring editing stream, y'all. What also helps make this all how simplistic characters are. There really isn't a lot of depth. Yep, no fun. Booze? Oh dang, I should have got some wine or something. Hey Maya X Maya. Duranair. Hope you're all doing alright. Hope you're having a great day. It's going okay. I didn't sleep well last night. So I'm tired. I also did my workout routine for the day, so now my body's tired too. And now I'm editing, so I'm not even playing like fun, exciting complexity to any. There really isn't a lot. Is the chat supposed to be mirrored? No, it isn't. Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? That's freaking weird. Huh. I don't know why that was like that. Loving both Let's Play series? Awesome, glad to hear it. There really isn't a lot of depth or complexity to any of them, but they're also not one note or over-exaggerated character. None of them go. They're really them, but they're also not over-exaggerated caricatures. None of them go through any kind. The story here is more about what happens to the characters and what happens next, rather than examining how it affects them and how they change. This isn't typically my preference when it comes to a story. I like dissecting the characters and looking at the why instead of the what. But they all do what they're meant to, fulfill a role. I love how Lulu acts as a protective big sister to Yuna without being doting. Auron's experience guidance to Yuna when needed as well. Wakka and Riku provide more skylines, please. You got it. I've already recorded up through like I think I have like 6 episodes of City Skylines already up and going. Oh, 8-Bit Thief, thank you for the resub. That is 4 years. Thank you so much. Oh, thanks, Dot Dash. I appreciate it. Machina and outright racism. Waka and Riku provide foils for the merits of unyielding faith, the usefulness of Machina, and outright racism. Riku provide for Tidus and provide guidance to you. Each have likable traits, and they each have likable traits. Years. Again, they aren't incredibly complex. Again, they aren't incredibly complex, and pretty much everybody acts as a support for Tidus and Yuna, but they're good. The cast remind, but they're good. Damn, some Life Force music. Boom, ba-da-doo, boom, ba-da-doo. Land of Fresh, thanks for the resub. Yeah, I'm in just kind of in work mode, everybody. So I'm not probably going to be super talkative. As like, you know, for the most part, I'm going to be really focusing on this shit. But, you know, if you want to kind of witness the process and help me keep on task, that's what we're here for. Hey, Vlad, what's up, dude? Katniss, good to see you too. Hope you're all right. Hey, Katrina! Good to see you again. Is it Final Fantasy X time? I mean, we're getting there, right? We're starting the editing process at the very least. Ice Wings, also resubbing. Like, I finally like just kind of sat down and actually got the heckin' writing done and whatnot. Which I found that the best way for me to get the writing done is actually to take myself away from my computer and just... I got a tablet so I could work on writing elsewhere, like coffee shops and stuff. And that helped a lot. How am I liking Monster Hunter Stories? I like it quite a bit, actually. I'm having way more fun with it than I thought I would. I mean, it's Monster Hunter Pokemon. But, you know, nothing wrong with that. They do a good job with that. Who's my favorite Final Fantasy X character? I don't know. They're all pretty close to the same. I don't know, I actually kind of wrote about that in the script, how I don't think none of the characters are honestly particularly strong, but none of them are weak either. They're just kind of like... There's not a lot of complexity to them. And it reminds me a lot of like Final Fantasy IV, Final Fantasy V style characters. Where like, they're not complex, but they didn't need to be. Plamo, build report, thanks for the resub. Like the Fusion vid today. Oh, thank you, Nickel King. I forgot to check on that to see if people are into it. Let's see, how's it doing? Tell me how bad I suck, YouTube. Ranking 3 out of 10? Okay. Yeah, I did have a better thumbnail than the last one, so... I was pretty pleased with the thumbnail I managed to put together for today's video. I like the way I mixed in those elements. Honor Lionheart also coming with that resub.
Sweet.
Dre the Arcanine, also the Twitch Prime resub.
Sweet.
Galagan also resubbing. Is Metopia coming again? I'd say probably not. Oh, you know what? I left my water bottle over there. 1 second. Let me go get my water bottle. I left it over by my weights. It took you way longer to finish Metopia than you wanted to. That was like kind of the vibe that I was getting out of it too. Like I was liking it, but I could see it going on for a very long time. Plus Jeff was streaming it too, and I kept hopping in from time to time to see how this was going. And he streamed it for like a long time. When a game gets to be that long, I'm just like, I can't do that. It's not very conducive to a good Let's Play series. The cast reminds we're good. Rainbow Falls. Fuck yeah, fully Pfizered. Dude, hell yeah. Get that vaccine. How do you feel hearing your own voice when editing? It must be weird. Yeah, I mean, you kind of get used to it, Santa. If nothing else, I get more frustrated at how poor some of my delivery is. But that's what happens when you're just kind of there talking to yourself. You don't have like a director there to give you immediate feedback and to give you different takes. But, you know, it's whatever. 1 through 5. Simple, effective, and memorable in their own right. One of the most fast... What is that? What is that? Snooze Cruise. One of the most fascinating storytelling tools it uses. One of the most My voice is beautiful, though. Oh, thank you. Now, every now and then I can tell, like, in the middle of my delivery where I shift the location of my voice. Because, like, I talk pretty much right here. Not quite chest, but pretty low in the back of the throat. But then when I go to deliver a line, a lot of times, I usually end up here, like, closer to the top of my throat. It kind of gives a different energy, which doesn't feel as natural, but that energy works better for YouTube. This is Dino Monster. Thank you for the resub. Am I going to do the Zelda series after Final Fantasy? Nah. I really don't want to hop into, like, another full series playthrough right away. Because, quite frankly, it's just a lot. I'd rather do some more, like, just kind of fun one-off videos or whatever in there. Will I do it ever? Probably not ever, since Zelda's been done to death. That's also kind of PBG's thing, you know? And I have, at least I hope, I guess, maybe, like, some, like, kind of association there, so it doesn't really make me want to kind of step on his toes or do anything similar. We met at Atlanta once? Oh, cool, Original Rowdy Boy. Was that, what's the name of that convention that was there? I don't remember the name of it. I went to like twice or something like that. One of the most fascinating storytelling tools Final Fantasy X uses. Maya... Momocon, yeah, that's the name of it. Maya, I have at least 6 episodes of City Skylines already going. The only thing I worry about is how am I going to keep that interesting as I continue to build and create as it goes on. But we'll have to see. I may need to like play a little bit in between episodes just to like unlock more stuff. Unless people want to see the whole process, we'll have to see. But there's going to be a fair amount of City Skylines going. Am I planning playthroughs of the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters? I want to check them out. I have no desire to play through every Final Fantasy again.
That Tidus and the player don't know that Yuna's...
Am I ever going to do the other Metroid games? I would do Metroid Zero Mission if people are into it. I should play another Metroid 2 remake. I already did Deodrin. When that first came out, I actually streamed through all of it. It was awesome.
Don't know.
It's actually because of another Metroid 2 remake
And the player
that I never played Samus Returns on 3DS.
don't know that Yuna's journey will end in her sacrifice until several hours in, leaving the player in the dark. Then, after coming up with a way to defeat Sin without Yuna's sacrifice, the Faith reveal that doing so will... The Faith reveal that doing so will free the Faith of their Sword of Imprisonment and free all of the summons. But then they reveal that Tidus himself is also... But then they reveal all of the summons. But then...
Barking Mad also resubscribing. Almost up to 2 years. Thank you so much. Other Final Fantasy sequels I plan on covering? No, I'm just going to do 1 through 15. If I try to do the sequels, but then I would need to do the other off-side stories and other offshoots, and that would die.
himself is made by them to bring... But then they reveal that Tidus to stop the cycle. Defeating Sin and
Oops. Damn it.
Defeating Sin and Yu Yevon will also mean that defeating Sin and Yu Yevon will also mean the disappearance or death of Tidus. This causes a...
The weirdo who loves 10-2? 10-2 is good. 10-2 is super fun. I don't like 13-2. Like 13-2 was billed as having quote unquote fixed the problems of Final Fantasy X. But they didn't really. All they did was make it so that your monsters could wear hats.
This causes a role reversal of Yuna and Tidus and the player. Now Yuna doesn't know that success means the end of Tidus. Now Yuna doesn't know, and the player. Now Yuna doesn't know that success means the end of Tidus, while Tidus and the player does. Now Yuna doesn't know.
I pronounce it Tidus. That is the canonical pronunciation.
Now of Tidus, while Tidus and the player do. It's incredibly well done, and I love that kind of narrative flip. By the way, I know the Faith state that Tidus was made by them and that he's a dream, but he isn't a literal dream. He's conjured up in the same way that every other Aeon is. He's conjured up, but he isn't a literal dream. Aeon is, just like Jecht, and Zanarkand is basically the world they stay in when they aren't being used. Tidus isn't a dream, he's a summon. Tidus isn't a dream, he's a summon.
I like how that's got a little more assuredness behind it.
Just to clarify, so it was all a dream trope. Just to clarify that, so just to clarify dream trope.
Do I conduct scripts for these reviews? Do I have bullet points set on things first? A little bit of all of that, Strider. Like, here's the general script. Which, by the way, this script ended up being longer than the Final Fantasy IX one, so whoops. But here's like all the script and all the important stuff I want to hit. And then on top of that, when I'm making my notes, the top of my notes, I have bullet points of this shit that like I want to make sure I somehow bring up. I don't necessarily hit all of them all the time, but there's empty spaces here because I was marking them off as I was writing the as a script. So a little bit of all of that. Do I do that while I'm playing? Yeah, I do that while I'm playing. I'll record about an hour's worth of footage, making notes of what happened in that hour of gameplay footage, which is why, like, that's what all these clips here. Like, here's the Josie trial, Donna being a bitch, etc., etc. And then if I come up with something I specifically want to talk about, I'll add it to the bullet point at the top. I got through most of the voiceover editing, but I had a little bit left over, and I like doing everything all at once, so I want to get all the voiceover done and complete first before I go back and add in gameplay footage, which I got most of it here. I got 7, 8, one last summary. Yeah, it's not a terrible amount. It should be okay. Why did my script say ass repeatedly? Because I am a wordsmith, and the way that I create and conjure imagery through vernacular is unmatched. And I shan't have my nobility questioned.
The relation.
Is there anything that's bothering me that I want to tell you about? Everything, all the time. Did I teach and learn everything myself? I had a rudimentary editing class in high school. That was about it. But, you know, that was over a decade ago, so that was learning iMovie and Final Cut Pro on iMac. And that was back when like Macs were like the best movie editing software you can get. Not the case anymore. So I learned a lot of general ideas and concepts, but when it comes to script writing or my thoughts and how to present them, all that's just all me, just skills and styles that I've personally developed over time.
Fascinating to begin with. Titus narrates almost the entirety of the plot, has numerous internal monologues, and we see the world of Spira from his point of view. However, there is one simple fact to keep in mind. Titus is not the protagonist. Yuna is. Titus is not the protagonist. Yuna is. Yuna is. Yuna is.
Do that one.
The entire journey is Yuna's, and Titus is a supporting character who joins partway through. It's about her going through the summoner rituals, obtaining her abilities, and traveling across the world for her to achieve the ultimate goal, sacrificing herself to defeat Sin. Ultimate goal, sacrificing herself to defeat Sin. Going from temple to temple is solely for her benefit, and the side characters are all left outside while she completes the ritual, including Titus.
Did I ever play I Am Setsuna? I did. It was just kind of okay.
Every NPC that shows up only directly addresses Yuna, showing direct conflict with her, and every antagonist is against her. Tidus is just her. Tidus is just there for the ride. He's the side love interest, witnessing it all with no direct input or driving force to the outcome of events. Tidus is just there. He's the side.
Get like right up in there.
Tidus is just there for the ride. He's the side love interest, witnessing it all with no direct input or driving force to the outcome of events. Ultimately, it doesn't change a whole lot of the interpretation of the plot, but much like the information role reversal mentioned earlier, this role reversal of making the player as a side character offers an interesting perspective, especially in being the love interest rather than pursuing one.
You have such a soft spot for Tidus. I didn't get the Tidus is a whiny, annoying brat vibe that it seemed like a lot of other people did. I don't know. I thought he was fine. Everyone saying how it's weird that I say Tidus instead of Titus. Don't worry, I have a whole bit about it in the video. It's a whole thing. Kilted Killer, thanks for the resub.
While Final Fantasy X is a love story, it's less about them realizing their feelings for one another. The undertone throughout is that they know another.
Did I do this one once?
Then, as at first, it's because that they can never.
Sweet.
Maybe not. Flounder, thank you for the Twitch Prime resub. Much appreciated.
Like each other, but fully understand for one another. The undertone throughout is that they know they like each other, but fully understand that they can never be together. At first, it's because
They went with Tidus because they paid someone for narration for a trailer commercial, and that's what they happened to go with. I haven't seen anything like that.
At first, it's because Yuna knows completing her journey will mean the end of her life and leaving Tidus.
Calcaf, thank you for the resub. I think his name is a pun on water in 10, to go with the tide. That's what it should have been. Because it'd been much more fitting, right? It should have. Absolutely. But that's not what they went with, because they made poor decisions. Which, it's fine. We all make poor decisions sometimes. For example, I chose to do a video on every Final Fantasy game. Poor decision. Enigma Me, thank you for being my first brand new baby sub of the day. I really appreciate the support. That means a lot to me. Thank you. Especially during like a really unexciting stream. These will be like the streams for the next week and a half, give or take. Outside of allowing myself to play some Magic or something.
Then, as they discover another way instead, it means that Tidus' life will end and Yuna left unaware. At one point or another, they both acknowledge that it won't end well. This is what makes the scene at Macalania Lake so bittersweet. The two of them feeling the hopelessness and bittersweet. The two of them, feeling the hopelessness of the situation, indulge in a fantasy of going off together to visit Zanarkand. They know They know it can never, ever happen, which
Sweet.
can never, ever happen, which causes Yuna to break down. Distraught and overcome with emotion, they take comfort in each other, for however fleeting it may be. After several games in a row that has a love story be some or even a primary component to the plot, Final Fantasy X's not having the plot. Final Fantasy X's not having the
Sweet.
happiest ending is a welcome change of pace.
Hamlet and Empty Soldier, thank you guys both for the Twitch primes. Graybeard also resubscribing, thank you.
What this love story
Fuck was that? What the fuck is that noise? That's not a noise my voice can make, so that's like a weird electrical thing. Weird.
What this love story did, along with the voice acting, the music, the character design, is achieved something that Final Fantasy games had struggled with. It reached a vast female demographic. It may sound silly or even unnecessary to bring up now, but 2 decades ago, this was a big deal and a huge step forward. It was prominent enough that when Square made their first ever direct sequel game, Final Fantasy X-2, they chose to focus on an all-female cast and further expound. They chose game Final Fantasy X-2. They chose to focus on an all-female cast and further expand upon the story. By the way, this game is tight. Give it another play. It's super fun. There are some weak elements to the story, so it isn't infallible. There are some weak elements to the story, so it isn't infallible. Seymour's grand scheme is to be the new head maester, so he wants every single person of the world to love him. This way he can control them and make them do what he says. This way he can make them do what he says. This way he can control them.
Oops.
This way he can control them and make them do what he says. Which is why he tries to marry Yuna, because everyone already likes her. So to stop him, in the middle of the wedding ceremony, so he keeps coming back, because everyone already likes her, so to marry Yuna, because everyone already
Oops. Got the wrong thing there. A little bit of a mouth noise I want to remove.
Yuna, because everyone already likes her, so thus he'd be liked by association. So to stop him, so he keeps in the middle of the wedding ceremony, Yuna literally pulls her sending staff out of her ass. And then you kill him again anyway? So he keeps coming back again and again because... So he keeps coming... again anyway? So he keeps coming back again and again because now his ultimate plan is to make himself into sin so that he can kill everybody in the world. Because as he puts it, the only way to end everybody's suffering is to kill everybody so that nobody ever feels anything ever again. Yeah, he's one of those villains.
They're allegedly planning for 10.3. They're not planning for 10.3. People just kind of brought up the possibility and they just threw out some, like, what if or possibilities. It's not something they're actively working on. Like, they can barely keep up with Final Fantasy VII remakes and Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 14. You're hyped for 16? I feel like I need to see more about it. The like brief seconds of gameplay don't have me excited. Just because it was very clearly very action slashy button meshy. That's not my jam. I'm gonna fucking play it. Do I like Devil May Cry? Nah. Not particularly. Is Seymour one of the worst villains in the series? No.
Villains. While not necessarily a weak point, it is worth noting that the game as a whole doesn't get incredibly engaging. As a whole, doesn't get incredibly engaging until after the second half.
Should I make a comparison between Kuja and Seymour? I see no similarity between them. You thought Kuja was actually a thought-out character for Mass Destruction? I mean, he's got better motivation for it. But I didn't really see or feel a need to compare them in that way. I don't know. I don't want to throw out too many comparisons of, especially character and plot stuff, to another game. Like, from a gameplay standpoint and seeing how that evolves throughout the series, I think that's interesting topic, because, like, you know, when you play these games, it's interesting talking about like the game part of itself changes. But when it comes to characters or plot, like a direct comparison to anything else is just, I don't know. That is setting up for arguments that I don't want to have. It's just really frustrating because I'm always right and everyone else is always wrong, and they just won't accept that. You know? Ugh. It's my burden to bear.
The hours spent going from temple to temple is fine enough, as it does a great job with all the world building and establishing most aspects of everything around you.
Do I still play Final Fantasy XIV? I am not actively playing it at the moment. I've been trying to figure out when I'm going to get to
The
it.
sphere grid is even.
My thought was working on 10 video, Final Fantasy 11 next, then Final Fantasy 12. And then as I'm working on Final Fantasy 12, I'll start playing Final Fantasy 14 again. Because I really want to play Final Fantasy 12 again. I am looking forward to that.
The sphere grid is even just okay enough. It just around you. The sphere grid is even just okay enough. It just kind of suffices. It just kind of suffices until you start hitting the major plot reveals and the real villains begin to show themselves. It takes a bit for the real investment to begin. The sphere grid.
Cross Data Centers coming soon. Man, I actually have a I kind of have a bit of a reservation / fear of streaming Final Fantasy 14, because so many other streamers have started playing it and now it's just like massive, right? And because of that, a lot of people just want to inject themselves into said streamer's experience. Like the person on the lunar whale mount just following around, I don't remember the streamer's name. It was obnoxious enough that Final Fantasy or Square Enix had to like ban that player for a bit. Now, thankfully, like I'm not an all new player, so I at least have that. I at least have that kind of like a buffer or whatever. And I can maybe hopefully get around some people like that. We'll have to see. I might like it more if I played it off stream. You know, maybe Katrina Face. I might just need you there because while I'm doing like certain certain areas or dungeons or important plot stuff, I'll need people there to change the chat to emote only mode and just leave me alone. I should just remove all of my Final Fantasy XIV information so people can't find me. I used to have my own free company and everything, and that was a mess. And I just don't have the patience to deal with that, you know?
Is the same way. At the start, it's pretty straightforward, and the sphere grid is the same way. At the start, it's pretty straightforward, and you have many more.
Ooh, I don't like how fast I
Sphere grid is the same way. At the start, it's pretty straightforward and not a whole lot going for it. It's pretty straightforward and.
I'm gonna try something here.
Takes a bit for the real.
I just fucking make myself chill out for a second.
Again, the sphere grid is the same way. At the start, it's pretty straight. Again, the sphere grid is the same way. At the start, it's pretty straightforward and not a.
Nah, you can hear the pitch change. Never mind. All right, well, I guess Fast Jared will stay in.
The sphere grid is the same way. At the start, it's pretty straight.
Get rid of that mouth noise, though.
Is the same way. At the start, it's pretty straightforward and not a whole lot going for it. But towards the end, you have many more paths open, interesting decisions, and more key unlocks, allowing customization. The whole game doesn't start out weak. It's that it's. The whole game doesn't start out weak. The whole game doesn't start out weak. It's that it starts out pretty okay and then ends strong.
There we go. Only got two more little voice bits to do. Is emote only a good thing? Because there are many negative ones too? Well, it's more that emote only mode is on, so people just can't like spoil things for me in the chat, because everyone just talks about how good the story in Shadowbringers is, and I don't know anything about it and haven't seen anything about it, so I would like to keep it that way, and I just don't want people going out and be like, hey Jared, what do you think about Alphanaud being the surprised piece of shit villain that he is? Or whatever. Van or Titus, who's most annoying? Van.
More than any other Final Fantasy game, 10 makes me want to keep playing at the end. The sphere grid alone is enticing enough to make me want to unlock more, especially finding rare level 4 key spheres or trying wacky builds. You can even make Kimahri good by forcing him through other sphere grids. Of course, by then everybody else is already even much stronger than him. Trying wacky builds. Sphere grids. Of course, by then, everybody else is already much stronger than him, but the point being, you can shove Kimahri into a useful role if you wanted to.
I don't know if I actually need this part. I might be repeating myself a bit from an earlier part of the script.
Should you ever need a break from all the world-saving or whatever, you always have plenty of minigames available to you. The main one being the ever-prominent Blitzball. Blitzball is essentially underwater rugby soccer, with RPG stats, leveling up, and mini battles within. You can access it at any save point and play as much or as little as you want. Plus, nearly every NPC you run into can be recruited onto your team, letting you explore different team members. And here's the thing with team members. And here's the thing with Blitzball. It sucks. You have little control over the outcomes of everything during a match. You have zero player input when you don't have the ball, forcing you to watch forcing you to watch team members swim or forcing you don't have the ball, forcing you to watch.
It's gonna have just a few more
Have
frames.
the ball, forcing you to watch team members swim around automatically like idiots and inevitably screw something up. When any kind of shot, pass, or tackle maneuver is performed, it all comes down to stats.
Wembembo! Thank you for that Twitch Prime sub, my second brand new baby sub of the day. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Again, like I'm not really doing a super exciting stream, so having people here to show up and show some support means a lot to me. Thank you. You have a hypothetical for me? Uh-oh. And if I refuse?
Is the block stat maneuver is performed, it all comes any kind of shot, pass, or tackle maneuver is performed, it all comes down.
You're set at home and you get a note under your door, but it's not your front door, it's your closet door. What's the plan? What? I don't know. If I'm already in the closet, it must be for good reason, right? Maybe I'm comfortable in there? Or maybe it's the entrance to my secret laboratory.
Something up. When any kind of shot, pass, or tackle maneuver is performed, it all comes down to stats. It all comes down to stats. Is the block stat higher than the shoot stat? Does the tackle stat bring the defense stat down to 0, etc.? But even those 0.
I like the etc. there. I'm gonna take that out.
But even those are random, being as ineffective as are random. But even those are randomized, being as ineffective as 50% or overperforming up to 150% of the stat. So, a majority of every outcome is watching the dice roll and hoping for the best, especially when you're on defense, hoping,
Hear that breath.
hoping that you tackle hard enough or your goalie manages to get their head out of their ass. Look, I even got the Jex shot and still couldn't win the first match after a few attempts. There's a time where I literally never got to press anything on the controller and just watched the whole team lose. There was a time where I literally never got to press anything on the controller and just watched the whole team lose despite my screaming like that one dad at the youth t-ball game taking it way too seriously. And once you recruit better members, level up player stats, and acquire new special abilities, though. Once you recruit better members, level up player stats, and acquire new special abilities, though, Blitzball then becomes too easy. Almost immediately, frankly. Abilities, though, Blitzball then becomes too easy. Almost immediately, frankly. All the challenge and excitement is gone as victory is all but assured, leaving it an empty experience. Like I said, though,
I don't want to do anything. Good night. Do 14 like main story quest on my own time, other stuff on stream. I mean, that'd be the most ideal way, right? But I feel like if I don't do story stuff on stream, people won't be as interested, you know? Because I think people are there because they want to see me go through the story and my responses and reactions to it. I'd imagine. Sleep streams are popular too? No, they're not. There are no sleep streams out there. Are there? I can't imagine anyone in chat is that voyeuristic. Are there really? I don't know if I'd want to do that. Hey, MTG Nerd Girl, how are you? VR chat sleep streams are a thing? Am I missing out on like a huge amount of revenue by like, hey, I'm gonna go to sleep. Just drop bits on top of my unconscious body. I'll see you when I wake up. VR chat? Well, VR chat's different than sleep streams.
Like I said though, you'll want to do these mini games because the rewards and endgame content is so worth it. Content is so worth it. Every character has so worth it. Every character has ultimate weapons that they can get, and they are awesome. Probably the best final weapons they've ever done in the entire series because of something they've never.
Anyone else agree with this? Final weapons, Final Fantasy X are the
entire
best.
series because of something they've never done in Final Fantasy before.
Came to put me on while you edit? 'Cause I've done that before. If anyone else that I know is editing, I'll watch their edit streams and just be like, it's like a co-working space. Hooray!
The ability to go before. The ability to go beyond 9,999 damage. The damage limit break is the coolest thing. After decades of hitting that ceiling, we can finally go beyond. It absolutely makes every boss battle a joke, but man, now that's a power trip I can get behind. So how do you get behind? So how do you get these ultimate weapons? Well, for the most part, the mini games. Weapons? Well, for the most part, the mini games. Some are fine, like some are time wasters like Blitzball, others a brief agitation like Chocobo Racing and getting slapped in the others a brief agitation like Chocobo Racing and getting slapped in the face by birds. Easily
Ultimate versions worked in the original version? Yeah, they were. So I spend a while structuring my script, then read it out and grab the best takes and then edit them along with video I gathered. That's the whole process, BN Motive. Yeah, that's pretty much exactly what I do.
Easily the worst one, though, and you saw this coming. Easily the worst one, though. Dodging lightning strikes. For Lulu's ultimate weapon, you have to not get hit by lightning. When the screen flashes, you have the smallest of windows to hit the X button to jump backwards. Miss that and backwards. Jump backwards. Miss that and
I'm not sure which one of these I like more.
Miss that and anyone who
I like this angry one more.
and anyone who has ever accomplished this will have immediate war flashbacks when you bring up the Thunder Plains. Because to get the weapon piece, you don't need...
So a lot of the pauses between lines is natural and flows okay, but for YouTube, like you want to remove those as much as possible because a lot of times when people are watching YouTube videos, if there aren't words being spoken, their interest wanes.
Planes. Because to get the weapon piece, you don't need to just dodge lightning to the end. You don't need just to dodge lightning 50 times. You have to dodge lightning strikes.
Let's try to remove out those
You
breaths.
have to dodge lightning strikes 200 times in a row without stopping. And there's no counter, by the way. You need to keep track of it yourself manually. And if you check it too early or God forbid miscount, whoopsie doodle, start over again. But the payoff though, you'll want it so badly. The minigames give enough incentive to at least attempt them. There's also finding secret coordinates on the world map for hidden dungeons, treasure chests, and extra bosses. You can even get completely optional Aeons for Yuna. You can even get completely optional Aeons for Yuna to summon. Some of these providing additional bits of lore and story. The end game of Final Fantasy X is so strong, and a major part of that is thanks to all of these extra goals to accomplish.
There we are. Then I got the one last little bit of summary here, and then that's all the voiceover, and then we go back and throw some gameplay on top. What if I just melt into my chair for a hot minute? Myself and chair have become one. This is now me, my final form. Lazy Jared is relatable Jared. That's Jared every day where I don't want to do anything. Although I did have did get an email today for a potential new sponsor since I lost Raycon. That they asked me about coming up in for August or September, it sounds like. I'm hoping that pans out. Fingers crossed? Yeah, fingers crossed, especially since the rate they offer is actually more than Raycon, which is surprising. So, well. Is it Raid Shadow Legends? It is not Raid Shadow Legends. Although I did have a different mobile game contact me, which had like the most try-hard edgelord name, which honestly sounds like what someone would name their Final Fantasy XIV character. It was for the mobile game called Dark Nemesis Infinite Quest. And I'm like, I'm fucking sorry. Just get a gambling site to sponsor me. Apparently they pay well. Nah, see, I can't do gambling things at all. That makes people upset. Like the one time I just did scratch tickets on my gameplay channel. You know how many people got mad at me about that? For scratch off tickets. Just scratch off tickets. It was this silliest thing. And like, this is like 2016, so this is like before like virtual signaling became like the top currency on the internet. But it was all over there too. And I was like, fine, I'll never do scratch off tickets ever again. Jesus Christ. Nor to ExpressVPN. I already did ExpressVPN, Twig.
So much of it holds up to this day. It has one of the best battle systems yet. A great take on leveling up, perfect difficulty curve, and plenty of player engagement. The story is good. The easy to
Settled debate. Does Persona suck? I'm not going to answer that, Dark Lord Slayer, because I feel like most things you say in chat are just meant to get a rise out of people or start arguments. And no thanks. I'd rather you contribute to actual conversations.
engagement. The story is good. The easy to follow nature of the start of it eases any player into a much grander narrative by the end. The character
Do I only accept sponsors for products that I like? Generally speaking, yeah. I mean, I don't want to just like hawk something that I don't think is any good. But at the same time, even if it's something that's just kind of like, yeah, this is fine. I'm not like stoked about it. If if they pay well enough, I'd still do it. Like the AFK Arena one, like that was worth a significant amount of money, and I pretty much did it because your boy's broke. When's a pizza company sponsorship gonna come to me? Man, if only, right? Jack's Pizza, let's go. I recently came to this decision that I'm trying to actually eat less carbs because I have a lot of bread because I goddamn love bread and pasta just like a lot. So I'm trying to make the conscious effort to have less bread. Not zero bread. Because fuck that. I love bread too much. Just less carbs. Well, I mean, like, I've already done that for the past several days, and I've already, like, lost a couple pounds. It feels nice. So between that and all my other workout stuff, it's kind of helping. I need a gym to sponsor me to motivate me to stick out to my workout goals. I mean, I've been doing better about it myself. It's more that I need like a gym sponsorship or just a gym membership because I don't have enough equipment or weights at home to really push myself. And I feel like that is indicative of my whole self as a being. I don't think I do a good job at pushing myself. And that's something I want to be better about. So like, today was arm day, and I pushed myself today. Something.
The characters are generally likable, easy to understand, and easy to sympathize with. Some of the voice acting does have its awkward deliveries, but it's generally done.
Sweet.
But it's
Mr. Boy, thanks for that Twitch Prime resub. Ever heard of a fast food place called Noodles and Company? I feel like I have. Was there one in here in Seattle? I don't remember if I've been there or not. Hold on, let me do a quick look. Noodles and Co. I feel like I can picture the logo. Maps. Anything near me? Nope. I was thinking of Ready Spaghetti. Completely different. But also not bad.
but it's generally done well enough that it enhances every cutscene. It's easy to recommend thanks to its wide availability. The HD version is on pretty much every major platform you can think of. It's also one.
Next month, I'm gonna start a stream and get jacked. Could you imagine? I'm just jacked after 1 month. I don't think it's quite how it works. But, you know, I am trying to be better. Why be good? Thanks to the resub.
Think of. It's also one of the
Oops.
major platform you can think of. It's also one
I don't like that little cut. Give it more breathing
you
room.
can think of. It's also one think of. It's also one of the few that I recommend anyone who's played once before to go back and play again. So many of the scenes and dialogue hit differently this the second time through once you understand and realize the undertones. Plus, with the HD version, a new advanced sphere grid. Plus, with the HD version, a new advanced sphere grid provides a fresh enough experience that it's worth going through again.
Alright, that's all the voiceover edited. I did it. So now we go back and put gameplay footage on top of that, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do anything. I just want to play video games and fuck around on my phone all night. Am I playing Guilty Gear at all? No, I'm not really not much of a fighting game player. I mean, it looks cool, and that company like does a good job, but not really. Don't really like to play fighting games in general.
Sweet.
Sockle thinks that Twitch Prime resub 1 year. 1 year, thank you. Did I like Resident Evil 8? Yeah, I liked it. Oh, Edgar also resubbing. Thank you, man. Are fighting games is too much work? Well, it's still that to properly enjoy fighting games, you have to like get really good at them. And that's just not the kind of, that's not where I want to put my efforts. Like, I allow myself like one competitive game, and for myself, that's Magic the Gathering. Because it's like chess, it helps me work out the brain and all that. Hey, we can do a booster pack opening though. Jack Shippo has redeemed his chat GP. If you guys don't know, you can hang out in chat, earn gold pieces, which allows you to open up a booster pack of your choosing. And Jack has redeemed their GP to open up a Final Fantasy booster pack. Sounds good. Also, Decker WS, thanks for coming in with another brand new baby sub, number 3 today. All right, Jack. Here's the Final Fantasy booster. Let's see what we grab out of it. Take the 3 uncommons and move them forward. Okay. All right, let's see what we got. And it's Riku. So we're already starting out with some Riku. What else we got in here? Just a white mage, Final Fantasy XIV style. A paladin, Final Fantasy XIV style. Another white mage, which... Oh, this is like original art white mage. Oh, this is really cute. Oh, I actually really like her outfit. I don't know how well it shows up on camera. I know it's fuzzy, I'm sorry. But she's like got like a cool like body piece thing going on with like strings in between, showing just like a little bit of skin. And then like her shawl has like almost angelic wings all over it. That looks really cool. I like that. Whomst? Oh, just a samurai from 14. All right. And a scholar, 14. A dragoon, 14. Urianger from 14! This is my first uncommon? Yeah. Yeah, you guys remember when Urianger was voiced by the same dude who did Balthier for Realm Reborn, and then they just got completely different voice actors for everybody? Next uncommon is Alize, also from Final Fantasy XIV. Alize is infinitely better than Alphinaud. Next uncommon. Oh, Chocolate from World of Final Fantasy. Well, the World of Final Fantasy version, but from Final Fantasy 13 too. Chocobo lady. I dropped all the cards. Alright, so then we got our foil and our rare card. Foil card is... Whoa, foil behemoth! That looks awesome! What are you? You rare? No, you're common. But that looks really cool with that art. That's a cool foil behemoth. Alright, and then finally, our rare card is... Oh, it's Odin! 14th version? Oh no, Final Fantasy 9 version. This is the... Heroic? That's like regular rare, right? Boom, Odin! There you go. Man, this is just a... That is just a Final Fantasy 14 loaded pack. Most of the cards are upside down. Whoopsie doodle. Look at all that. Lots of Final Fantasy 14. But there you go. That's when you open up with that booster pack opening, Jack. I really appreciate it. And now I gotta get back to work. What? No Pokemon Unite? No, sometimes I have to do work, Judge. And today's one of those work days. Although I did boot up Pokemon Unite and then make my character just to make sure no one could take my name. So if you see Pro Jared on there, it is me. Unless I don't think someone else can take it. What is Pokemon Unite? That's that free-to-play Pokemon game that came out for Switch. That's like a MOBA? Yeah, I was watching Ray Ray stream a little bit of it. That was pretty much like the most I saw of it. Did I ever play Xenogears? Would I ever make a video about it? I don't know if I'd make a video about it. Oh, I don't know. I have like a handful of videos I want to do. Maybe I can get to them this year. Like I wanted to do a video on the Pokemon trading card game. I wanted to do a video on the other Magic the Gathering games. And I want to do a video on Shadowrun, on Battletech. That's my favorite Final Fantasy after 6, Tactics. That's what I do a video on. I don't know. You know, I suppose it doesn't matter a whole lot. What am I doing with my life? What did you guys have for breakfast? I had a chocolate muffin. Fruit, oatmeal, coffee, and a cigarette? You don't do breakfast. I pretty much do 2 meals a day. I do breakfast, and then I have dinner. My breakfast, you know, isn't until like 10, 11 o'clock. So it's a little bit different. Every now and then I'll have like a mid-afternoon snack. I try not to if I can help it. Not a huge snacker. You know, I'll do it. Breakfast burrito? Breakfast burritos are good. I do enjoy those whenever I can get them. Also for breakfast, sometimes I'll get like a sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich. Which again, to help me cut lower on carbs, you get a sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich, and you just take the biscuit part off, and eat just the egg, cheese, and sausage. Still very good. Hey, steak tight. All right, let's get this shit going.
The story begins with a sunset, a collection of weapons, and a somber song guiding us right into meeting the characters, each one's face as melancholic as the scenery itself. There is no air of excitement or enjoyment. It's as if we stepped into a new world that has already been ruined. And as we quickly learn, that's exactly the case. The enthusiasm of playing a new game finally...
Does this have like ocean sound effects throughout all of it? Yeah, it does. Let me try to get a, might try to get a cleaner version of that song. So I don't know if I want that in the background. Plus it'll help me crossfade and show things I want a little bit more.
There is no ruined. And as we quickly learn, that's exactly the case. The enthusiasm of playing case. The enthusiasm of playing a new game finally suppressed. We meet the main character and the first new major feature to Final Fantasy, voice acting.
Well, I guess I'll need it for here though, huh? Start like there.
Playing a new game finally suppressed. We meet the main character and the first new major feature to Final Fantasy, voice acting.
I guess I need like right here, huh? I'm gonna need to fuck with that later.
Listen to my story. This may be our last chance.
Hello? Inpoint, outpoint, you wanna cooperate here? Oh, that's why. Whoops. There we go.
Listen to my story.
Else until Dissidia final.
Oops. Uh-oh. Oh no, I've ruined everything. Fuck, go back.
Fantasy. Because this is the only character's name already been ruined. And as we quickly his name, see, voice acting.
There it is. Holy shit. Get myself all kinds of gibbered. Oops. No, not the start. Fuck. My in out. Re. There it is, Scott.
Listen to my... Listen.
Voice acting.
Listen.
I don't want that to happen sooner.
Voice acting.
Listen to my story. This may be our last chance.
There, I got it started. Is that enough work for today? Can I be done? Do I know more or less what the final run time of the vid is going to be? Roughly over 30 minutes. The script is longer than the Final Fantasy IX one. And the Final Fantasy IX video was now, however many minutes long. I want to be a blitzball when I grow up.
Thus, we hear the main character's name. Actually, they never say his name. Even with voice acting, his name is never spoken because this is. Because this is the only character's name you can change out of everybody. So
Make that orange color so I know how to. I gotta change that clip for later. Do that, then there's a live action bit in here, and then I hop back into it. All right. Let me use the restroom real quick. Maybe grab a snack, so I'm less distracted or coming up with excuses to not do much. So I'm gonna go use the restroom and maybe get a little snacky boy. So I'll be right back. Hang out with Jared in the meantime. Boring stream, I know. I told you. You're here anyway. Thanks for chilling, everybody. Oh, Hemi-powered Hero Chow. Thanks for 1,000 bits. Really appreciate it. Looks like one of my bottom sound panels is falling off. Sure is. What was the snack? 7 nacho cheese Doritos. Just a small handful. Just enough so I don't feel hungry anymore. But not so many that I feel full. Portion control. Ever tried the Tapatio ones? The spicy ones? Nuh-uh, fuck that. I know the Doritos are high carb. Yeah, that's why I only had 7 of them. Less than half of the serving size. Let me live my life. Not like spicy. I have baby mouth. Ugh. Am I planning to try a Rogue Book? That's the game that some like Magic people made, right? I don't remember. I don't know. No plans to right now. All right, have a good night, Blue Panda. Congrats on getting the vax. All right, so between talking about Tidus's name, I do a whole live action bit about how his name is Tidus and not Titus, and that sounds stupid. But it's clarified, but that's his official name, so I'm gonna call him by his name, which is... Go with the canonical pronunciation. Hold on. It's a whole bit, and it's very funny, and I'm very funny.
So Titties here is our main character and provides a significant amount of narration and internal monologues throughout a majority of the story. After his brief character and provide
Damn it. Need to get him saying shit. This is the first time you caught me on here? Oh, welcome, Paradox Buddha. Thanks for being here. Guess right here is okay. I'd rather be able to show his face. I want to just have this clip in here for now, but I can find a better one. Wish I didn't force myself to be so precise with my video footage. It'd be so much easier if I just showed whatever bullshit. But I try to be so precise with what I show. It's like, just makes it harder on myself. Fucking blitzball, dude. Where's all your internal monologues at? God damn it. Damn, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time. Fuck. Some of my best Pro Jared plays are the ones where the editor plays along. Is that planned? Or just kind of comes up on its own? Just kind of comes up on its own. It's never really like pre-discussed or anything like that. I just have good editors. It's harder to find Tidus footage than I realized just because he is such a sidekick. Where's all your wistful thinking? Normally you got tons of it, but also like when you're looking at the camera. Not at Yuna. Like this is fine, but you're looking at Yuna. I need you looking at the camera, my dude. Let's go back. I feel like he had one after this fight. Right? Yeah, I'm just go with that. Fuck it. Fuck it. Farmcat gifting us up to Nightbot. Thank you. I think in the temple, I mean, he's got a few. I just not looking too hard at the moment. Being a guardian's tiring.
And provides a significant amount of narration and internal monologues throughout a majority of the story. After
Sure, fuck
After his
it.
brief introduction, this muted scene is followed up in the only way it After his brief introduction, this muted scene is followed up in the only way it possibly could. Early 2000s butt rock. A massive era setting for
Gotta make that go longer.
the only way it possibly could. Early 2000s butt rock. A massive is followed up. This muted scene is followed up in the only way it possibly could. Early 2000s butt rock.
Need to figure out how much of said butt rock I need to show here. Dun dun. Probably about to like there, I'd say. You never heard the term butt rock before? So, butt rock is this. You know, we're just kind of like, that's Screamo. Maybe we should start like there. Yeah, just kind of truncate the song a bit. If you've heard Sonic music, you've heard butt rock. It's not quite the same, because like, you know, this butt rock's all like,
And Yuna.
come now if you want it. You know, it's a little different.
A massive whale.
I kind of want the like Screamo music in there, you know? I may actually want that. There it is. There's a lot of crowd noise, though. Yeah, I might just need to get a clean version of the music to throw in there. Might have to go back and change it up, but for now it's fine.
Massive whale monster in its spawn decimates the city of Xanarkand, and we.
Alright, Sin. Where you at, big boy? Am I excited for this weekend? Yeah? Yeah, I am.
A massive whale monster in its spawn decimates the city of Xanarkand, and we awaken in the world. Whale monster in its spawn decimates the city of Xanarkand, and. Of Xanarkand, and we awaken in the world of Spira, setting forth the journey as we meet Riku. Forth the journey as.
Ass!
Forth the journey as we meet Riku.
I start looking there.
As we meet Riku, Waka.
Am I excited for Seattle's new NHL team? No, I don't really follow any sport, so it doesn't matter to me or really affect me.
Waka, Lulu. Riku, Waka, Lulu.
What was Lulu's introduction again? Wasn't inside the cloister, was it? It was before that. Actually, kind of like this shot for Kimari. Yeah. I'm gonna hold on to that, boy. That old "I'm hot, look at me" hair flip. Works every time. Belts. I'm gonna wait till the camera's above the boobs. It's quite frankly, I don't want every single fucking comment just be like, "Ugh, who's got titties?" It's like, all right, yes, women exist.
Lulu. Lulu.
Any intention of going to PAX? You know, probably.
Aka, Lulu, Kimari.
Get that little head look from Kimari.
Waka, Lulu, Kimari, Oron,
Like it.
Kimari, or
Got that high school band going. My fucking favorite. Cool guy painting shot for Oren, because of course.
Kimari, Oron, and Yuna. Oron and
I mean, like, the first shot we see of Yuna is actually really nice, but kind of want to show her sending ritual. I don't think I talked enough about it, and it's just like such a beautiful sequence. Yeah, I like that.
each one of them.
Start like here.
Oron and Yuna. Each one of them is Yuna. Each one of them.
Get a nice full party shot. Guess maybe later on.
Each one of them is useful, likable, and tied to the story. Except for Kimari.
Shoot, now I need to find another Kimari clip.
Story. Each one of them is useful, likable, and tied to the story. Except for Kimari.
I don't know if I like this clip here. I want to find a better one. Keep wanting to call the Ronso Hrothgar. They're pretty close to the same, right? Got a lot of dark imagery. Like I don't want to have like too many dark scenes. I want to keep it like generally like kind of bright and vibrant.
One of them is useful, likable, and tied to the story. Except for Kimari.
Can I further emphasize Kimahri here? Nah, I don't think I like that as much.
For Kimahri.
You can literally make Kimahri in the Hrothgar character creator. I haven't seen any Hrothgar. I haven't messed with it at all. Is Merylwyrd Hrothgar? Or she's something else? No, she's Regadan, yeah. I mean, she is more than capable of destroying me, and I would thank her for it. Okay. You know, we got started, so you know. Understandable, yeah. Merylwyrd was definitely just like, hello, please step on me, crush. Y'shtola was my, hey, you're very smart and capable and a hot babe crush. And Minfilia was just, you're just attractive crush. But then Emmerich was also love me tenderly daddy crush. And Harchfont was, dude, you're such a bro. We should hang out crush. Yzael was, what a stone cold hot bitch crush. Uh-oh. Oh no. Everyone is hot. What do I do? Ah! Dang it! Oh, Lilia with a raid! No! Oh, what's up, Lilia? Happy birthday! Chat, can I get a happy birthday to Lilia? And a streamer shout out for her? In case you guys didn't hear, it is her birthday. Happy birthday. Welcome to the stream, everybody. I'm working. And hardly a super exciting stream to come by, but here we are. This is what the editing process is like. Lilia, thanks for the resub. Happy birthday. Hope you're well. That game you were playing looked awesome, by the way. I had not heard of it before, but I like murder mysteries. Guys, please go check out Lilia's channel. Give her a follow. If you liked the Daggerfall series that I was playing over on the gameplay channel, I basically got that because of Lilia. Because her tutorial video popped up and helped me get that thing even freaking running. Ah, murder. So those of us you just joining us, I am currently working on my Final Fantasy X video. It is long. So that's what we're working on here. And if you don't know me, hey, my name is ProJared. I really like two things. One, Final Fantasy, thus the video. And I'm currently playing through every single Final Fantasy game. We got 1 through 10 done. 11 is up next. 2, I also like Magic the Gathering, which I play every single Monday for Magic Monday. And if I'm not playing any one of those, I'm playing usually any other RPG shit. So there you go. Yeah, y'all walked in when we're talking about all the hot Final Fantasy 14 characters, which by my last count is yeah, all of them. So here we are. I haven't even met your spoiler boyfriend yet. What if he ends up being like the one guy I'm like, he's not hot, would not bang, then what? Although I do need to meet the Viera.
Fantasy X is the first time the series takes a massive departure.
Can't say you'd be shocked. How do we feel about Cat Boys? I feel like Cat Blank is kind of played out. Like, I feel like Cat, whatever, Animu people were like the kind of the go-to sexy race for a while. Oh. I feel like we, as a species, have moved on to bigger, better things. Specifically bigger. Ragdoin. Cody Holtree, thank you so much for the resub. Like male Vieira. Dude, I've never wanted to change the race of my character ever. But male Vieira, though. Bunny Boy Diaz. I'll just be like Ray Ray, who pays for Fantasia like every couple of days. Just kind of show them general cussing stuff right here. Why is Jeff taking such a long break from YouTube? Well, you could ask Jeff. But also, like, I don't know, YouTube kind of sucks, and it's hard to do anything on that platform and get any kind of substantial growth or feel like you're reaching any kind of growth or progress or goals or feeling like you're supported as a creator on the platform. And those are the feelings that constantly come up as you're trying to make YouTube stuff. Why bother making YouTube stuff when I can just stream and have a more direct contact with your audience that way?
Final Fantasy X is the first time the series takes a massive departure from what it's been known for, in more ways than one. After
That freeze frame.
In more ways than one. After 6 games of the active time. After 6 games of the active time battle system, 10 goes back to completely turn-based, but still innovative and engaging in a new way.
Feels like no one on YouTube is happy? Probably not. I don't think anyone who does YouTube stuff is happy. Even people who are like at the top and doing great. You know? Your PewDiePies, your Markipliers, your Fortnite channels, or those, or all the fucking like Minecraft kids or whatever's popping up now, or even like a Scott the Woz. I mean, it's a job and it goes pretty well for them, but I can't imagine they're feeling very, very fulfilled with that, their work and their platform. You know? It's kind of like Twitter. No one on Twitter is actually happy. No one who, same way that someone goes onto Twitter, and by the time they're done, no one ever says to them, yeah, I feel better now, and my life feels more fulfilled. I feel like that's kind of the case with YouTube as well. And I can't imagine a whole lot of people like, I got this YouTube video done and out there, and I feel more fulfilled. I could be super wrong. Or I'm just jaded because I've been doing this shit for a decade. Ain't no one who cares.
Every character can take as much time as
Morning, Ray Ray. Yeah, working on editing videos. But I don't wanna do anything. I do appreciate this game has a lot of varied camera angles. You stayed up until 3 a.m.? I couldn't sleep last night. Like, I fell asleep for like 40 minutes, maybe an hour, and then I woke up, and then I just stayed awake until like 3:30, 4 a.m. Laddybug, thanks for the resub. What I thought about doing a podcast? What could I possibly do a podcast about that people would actually listen to? Nope, scratch that. I actually have a podcast idea, and I don't want to say it because I don't want anyone else to take it. But the thing is with like doing a podcast is that would require me to add another thing on top of my plate. And I'm already stretched pretty thin. I essentially work 2 jobs. I'm already working Twitch and YouTube. 2 YouTube channels and Twitch. You want me to do more shit? Y'all gonna make me have an existential crisis.
They need selecting their actions and it immediately plays out. However, depending on what you choose affects when they can act again. For example, attacks are standard speed again.
Pro Jared TV channel? You really want me on TV? But again, that's just, I also feel like that is somehow the like, seen how as the end goal for most YouTubers, or that's when they know they've quote unquote made it, is when they get into real media like television or movies. And that's just something I don't agree with either. This is kind of the same angle here, isn't it? Metal Vins? Thank you for the resub. Wasn't I already on TV once? I was on TV a couple times. I was in that Nickelodeon show. I was in that Final Fantasy commercial. I did some commercials for local places back home in Green Bay as well. So yeah. Yeah, I've been on TV.
They can act again. For example, attacks are...
You want to see the weird local Jared commercials? It was almost always for the Salvation Army. Like one they did was it was some Green Bay Packers player, football guy. Who was it? I don't remember. But it's like for the Salvation Army, and the whole point of it, basically they would hire the improv club to do these commercials, so we would. And it was some football player, and the whole point was like he'd use his football skills to get donation money out of people at the local grocery store. So it's like, you better give the Salvation Army or football man's gonna come get you. So he'd do a thing where like he'd tackle someone into a fruit stand, or, you know, block them to whatever. Anyway, for me, This is when I was like 19, 20 years old, so I was tiny. So for me, it was he would hold me up by my ankles and just shake me as change fell out of my pockets. It was great.
Act again. For example, attacks are standard speed, defending makes their turn come back up faster, but more powerful spells like Firaga or Ultima can make a character need more time before they can act again. This is all shown in a timeline on the again.
This actually worked out quite well because I actually talk about Firaga. I started here.
For example, attacks are standard
Yeah.
again. This is all
I don't know if it's on the internet at all. The Final Fantasy commercial I was in, this was for the Final Fantasy 15 Empires mobile game. It was really neat. So you need to show a battle where the timeline is being constantly affected. I kind of like that, actually shifting through it a bit. That could work. Let's do that. Oh, Ladybug, thanks for extending your sub for another month. I appreciate it.
time before they can act again. This is all shown in a timeline on the screen. You know it. In a timeline on the screen, you know exactly when a character will have another turn or how the currently selected command will affect this timeline before you confirm it. Just as vital.
I want to show that shit.
On the screen. You know exactly. This is all shown in a timeline on the screen. You know exactly when a character will have another turn or how the currently selected command will affect this timeline before you confirm it. Just as vital, you can see what enemy turn is.
There we go. Is this a Terra Enigma track playing? It is. Just went to look at my Final Fantasy 14 guy on Lodestone just so I could see him, but he has a mask on? I mean, I have hide helm on at all times when I play 14, so I don't know why that's there. I'm sorry. I'm terrible. Also, you can see what a character would look like as a Viera. Is that a thing? I've got two clip 26s. Fuck. It's gonna fuck things up. Unless it's just all blitzball shit, then it doesn't matter. Dude, $14. Thank you so much. The Benchwalker for Endwalker released, and you can make the male Viera build a boyfriend. Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That's something. Will I keep going with the Final Fantasy reviews? I have to, right? How bad would it suck if I just stopped?
Just as vital, you can see what
What was happening there? Oh no! No, I can't have that. Not 2 frames of empty space. Fuck! Alright, we can fix it. Let's take the clip I'm using now, move it up. There we go.
Just as vital, you can see what enemy turn is coming up next. This allows you to strategize around these turns. You could go for an all-out attack that'll maybe win, but your party member could really use a heal before the next enemy turn, so on and so on. On top of this are actions that can manipulate other people's turns. Things like slow and haste can drastically alter the turn order, or skills such as delay hit or quick hit may change things up also. There's a dance between maximizing action economy and not getting too punished. It
Perfect.
can manipulate.
Okay, now I gotta get someone casting haste. When did I get haste again? It was like kinda early, right? Versus Ochu? I definitely have it way later. Versus Unalesca. Cena, Kira, Silence, Absorb, Blind, Histka. Just show a Histka cast. Doesn't really show the timeline though, it just kind of shows Unalesca afterwards though, and that's not quite what I want. I will not be doing a 10-2 video now. Did not haste. Kira, Phoenix down. Oop, there's a haste guy. Does it show timeline afterwards? Nope. Just shows shithead using fireball. Fuck. Guess it just shows a cast. People get the idea, right?
On top of this are actions that can manipulate other people's turns. Things like slow and haste can On top of this are actions that can manipulate other people's turns. Things like slow and haste can drastically alter the turn order, or skills such as delay hit or quick hit may change things up also. There's a dance between maximizing action economy and not getting too punished. It works wonderfully.
There we go. We're getting there. We're getting there. I need a nap today. Ugh. Yeah, what's my goal today? How much do I want to get laid out? Definitely at least finish this section. Depending on time and how ambitious I'm feeling, maybe I can get some more up in here. There's just a lot to go. This will be the next several streams, by the way. In case you missed that. Like, this weekend, it's gonna be more of this shit. feel like this video is going to be a good one. I don't know if it is or not. I feel like I got some standout bits in there. Oh, good. This one is, as written, is longer than the Final Fantasy IX vid, and I think it's going to be as well because I could show a lot more cutscene stuff because it's more interesting to show thanks to the voice acting. The voice acting honestly gives me more to work with when it comes to editing. In fact, I probably could have used that more into like a lot more like back and forth with certain voice lines, but whatever. Oh, shit. Fuck. Is there a sponsorship lined up? Not confirmed right now, Big Jono. But I did get an email today about a company that is interested. And I emailed them back, so we'll have to see. Of course, I'm going to riff on Tiamat's infamous laughing fit. I do discuss that, yeah. I don't riff on it, though. Clown! Thanks for the resub.
And this whole turn order thing works. What? It works wonderfully, and this whole turn order thing is so good. So good, it was straight up copied by Lord of the Rings The Third Age. So good, it was straight up.
Need to get some Third Age footage for right here, so I'm going to label that orange, so I know I need to replace it for later. Could I just move my whole editing rig so that's next to a hot tub, so I can just edit while in a hot tub? You know, at least be comfortable while I'm doing this shit. Or a bath. I'd accept a bath as well.
Rings The Third Age. Further supplementing the amount of strategy in combat is that every character has a sort of specialty.
I know I already used this footage. I can find something similar.
Further supplementing the amount of strategy in combat is that every character has a sort of specialty that makes them ideal for countering certain enemies. Flying enemies can't be certain enemies. Flying ideal for countering certain enemies. Flying enemies can't be hit by melee characters easily, but Flying enemies can't be hit by melee characters easily, but Waka can hit anything at range. Melee characters easily, but Waka can hit anything at range. Tidus can.
There we go. Farm cat. Another 1,000 bits. Want my triple jerd this month? What's triple jerd? Hot tub streams are an actual category now on Twitch. Hell yeah. Finally. So if I wanted to see some like PG-13 boobies, I got the place for it. Can I get Tidus at the beginning hitting someone? Look at their little dance. Blue, 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 blue.
Tidus can chop through fast enemies. Lulu's black.
No, I don't like that. It's not enough focus on Tidus. There we go. Like right here. Where I like hop, fuck. The problem with the hot tub is after 15 minutes I feel like I just feel soggy. Yeah, but then I could also just relax and lose all muscle control and slowly sink under the water and never be heard from again. So we all get what we want.
Tidus can chop through fast enemies. Lulu's black magic. Tidus can chop through fast enemies. Lulu's black magic takes down any elemental enemy or on enemy or
Need to get Auron. Chopping an armored foe. I have a good spot for that. Yeah, this guy. Nope. I like that cut. Ride the shoe buff. Oh, there's another butt. Jesus. She just runs in, turns around, is like, y'all want to see some butt? Nerdy Warrior, thank you for the resub. Yeah, let's get all of Auron running in, doing an overkill.
me or on sword can pierce through high defense. Oron's sword can pierce through high defense. Yuna for heal.
Navikex, thanks for the resub. Ooh, I should get Yuna doing a summon. I do that somewhere in here. Right. Somewhere. Remember when she has one of the 1v1s with Donna?
Yuna for healing and summoning. Yuna.
Oh, Yuna starts like here. Let's move that up.
Yuna for healing and summoning. Riku's steel.
Where do we get Riku? It's like right here. After we look at her butt. Where's the Makina show up? Allows Riku to steal from them? I thought it was soon after she was introduced. Oh, maybe out here. Maybe. Yeah, here we go. Got it.
Summoning. Riku's steel insta-kills robots. Every single character can do something in battle that's useful. Except. Useful. Except. Useful. Except. Riku's steel insta-kills robots. Every single character can do something in battle that's useful, except for Kimari.
Damn it. Now I gotta find a Kimari battle. That's impossible. I guess we can just do this one. Whatever.
useful, except for Kimari.
I should do that.
That's useful, except for Kimari. On any character.
Very slowly begin there. I'm very sleepy today. You'd better play Aiden Chronicles again. Aiden Chronicles, or Aiden Chronicles, whatever. I had that on my possible video list. Just because it's, you know, the N64 successor to Quest 64. I remember not liking it. But it's possible I was just dumb. I'll get to it at some point. Give it another look. We'll see. Just keep doing all these RPG games, man. Takes so much effort. I need a cup of Joe. I already had coffee today. I don't like having more than one cup at a time. I'm also someone that caffeine doesn't affect me greatly. You know, some people, like, when they have caffeine, they get like super jittery and like suddenly they're awake for 3 hours. And other people are just like, yeah, caffeine's just kind of whatever. I'm on the ineffective side of the spectrum.
Character's turn, you can swap out for another party member. On any character's turn, you can swap out for another party member not already in battle. So if you happen to come up against an enemy that your current party of 3 can't handle, it's an easy fix with the push of a button. On top of this is some battles having additional contextual. On top of this is some.
Yeah. All right, give me that airship battle, son.
On top of this is some battles having additional contextual commands or targets, and in some boss fights, the option for characters to shout.
Actually, might show the Albed fight where you hit the turret thingy. Where was that again? Clip 5. We can hit the crane.
Can't handle, it's an easy fix with the push of a button. On top of this is some battles having additional contextual commands or targets, and in some boss fights, the option for characters to shout extra dialogue for a stat bonus. All of this culminates in an excellent strategic battle system that rewards critical thinking, planning, and execution. And in some boss fights, the option for characters to shout.
Gonna speed that along a bit.
Fights, the option for characters to shout extra dialogue for a stat bonus. All of this culminates in an stat bonus. All of this culminates in an excellent strategic battle system that rewards critical thinking, planning, and execution. Best of all, it's snappy. Every
There we are. I'll show another fireworks, just super quick. Maybe here. Yeah, it's one of the easiest options.
It's snappy. Every single command completes itself in an instant. Attacks are fast. Switches are fast. Animations are fast.
Bit sooner.
Every single command completes itself in an instant. Attacks are fast. Switches are fast. Animations are fast. Attacks are fast. Switches are fast. Animations are fast.
Hey, Waka. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to. Did I interrupt something? Sorry, man. I was just trying to find some different footage. I'll go now. Sorry, man. Damn it. I'm trying to get Lulu casting a spell, and I just don't, I guess. Maybe here? Yeah. Spell casting's still kind of fast. Whatever.
Are fast. Spellcasting, not as fast, but still good. This is the quickest battle system.
That's all blitzball shit.
This is the quickest battle system of any Final Fantasy game, period. The fact that it isn't sluggish in the slightest has helped it avoid feeling archaic or dull.
There we go, I did it. I got like 4 minutes of gameplay footage on. Meow, 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 meow. Ow. Eh. It's not even 5 o'clock yet. Got plenty of time. What do I talk about in here again?
So what downsides are there to all of this? Well, because the...
Right, how the game's a baby game for babies. So I usually try to go until like 6 o'clock or so. And that's when I stop to take a dinner break. Maybe return to this afterwards. So what I should do is try to go for like another hour just getting this foundation footage. This is just the grindiest part, man. And I like it the least. All like in between stuff and like kind of painting all the pictures together and all that, like that is no problem. Hey, DB, thank you for the resub. You know, I was just thinking, for the part where Otherworld plays, I wish I could just, like, pull out a bunch of sudden, like, early 2000s fashion to the people who like to wear that kind of stuff, or kind of like to listen to that kind of music, just as a quick bit. I'm just, like, in Jinko jeans. I've got a chain connected to my wallet. I'm wearing all black. I've got like a black beanie on, and I'm just going. No, not bucket hat. The metal fans weren't wearing bucket hats. I don't think. Do you see that bucket hats are like back as a thing? Freaking Zoomer fashion right now. Let me tell you. They all need to pick a lane, because right now they're like, mom jeans are back. No, they're not. They were never in to begin with. But they're like, bucket hats are also cool. It's like, no, they're not. But then dudes at Urban Outfitters are also wearing like the like floral button-up like 80s style shirts. And it's like, what the fuck? So which is it? Do you want to be 80s, 90s, early 2000s? Just fucking pick one. Rolling with the flow. Thanks for the resub. I am firmly against the mom jeans. Not into it. Next thing you know, they're gonna be wearing fucking tube tops again. It's half down to Friends being on Netflix? That seems really sad to me. I don't know. Just being like that easily influenced. Oh, I never watched Friends, so what do I know? The black leather wristband with skulls? Hell yeah, exactly. That's what I need. And what I need to do is keep going. This is actually kind of perfect right here.
So what downsides are there to all of this? Well, because the character's specialties resulting in a sort of rock, paper, scissors system, most enemies whose weaknesses get exploited usually get one shot. This makes a lot of battles completely inconsequential. There's no threat here, the random battles can be frequent, and it can feel like you're seeing the same enemy party makeup.
I don't want to show the Lulu boobies.
There's no threat here. It's completely inconsequential.
The only reason I don't want to show like any like Lulu boob stuff is just because I just don't want that to be like the only comment that shows up. You know? Like someone just put like down a timestamp and be like, "Ew, look at them boobies."
There's no threat here, the random battles can be frequent, and it can feel like you're seeing the same enemy party makeup over and over and over again. Plus,
Video engagement or whatever though, right? I don't know. I mean like, yeah, on one hand, but two, I don't even know if any of that shit even fucking matters anymore. Nothing matters. None of this matters.
Final Fantasy X does that thing where only the characters who are in battle.
Ooh, actually, hold on.
Final Fantasy X does that thing where only the characters who are in battle get experience points. So then the usual points. So then the
Do I have a battle where I swap a bunch of people in and out?
so get experience points. So then the usually quick battles can become cumbersome as you meticulously swap out each possible character and make them defend or something, just so that they don't get left out. Which you'll generally want to do, because you want to make sure everybody is getting as much delicious ability points as they can thanks to the new leveling system.
There, actually, I call that.
System. Gone are experience points and the concept of leveling up. The sphere grid instead places everything up.
Hey, to talk about leveling up though. I mean, actually, it might be better. It's actually showing results screen for someone like sphere levels. Which actually Ochu, perhaps? Nope. Oop, hello. Oh no, my preview work is broken. No, come back. No, why do this? Fuck. You're not gonna fix yourself, are you? Shit. Alright, I gotta restart. Oop. Come on, you can do it. Oh boy. Laura wants to battle. Thank you for the resub. Much appreciated. Again, for all the new people showing up here, welcome to my dumb, boring, literal work stream. Where you get to peel back behind the curtain and see things you're not supposed to see. Get disappointed, and then leave. Come on. It happens. You love peeking behind the curtain? Was that a sex thing? You wouldn't dare, would you? Alright, come back. There we are. I was trying to show a level up. There we are. Why would you leave? You're helping you procrastinate on the exercise you should be doing? But no, I'm trying to encourage that. I've been exercising. Therefore, you should as well.
Leveling up.
Remember? We're all trying to become obtainably hot.
The sphere grid instead places every character.
Oh, I want to place it here.
Gone are experience points and the concept of leveling up. Gone are experience points.
Fuck.
And the concept of leveling up. This
Good enough, whatever. All right, hit me with that hot sphere grid footage. Speaking of sexual stuff, let's get that sphere grid action. Where you at? There you are. Yeah, baby.
The sphere grid instead places every character.
What should you look there?
Up. The sphere grid instead places every character around a large map, and earning sphere levels means being able to move the characters that many spaces around the board. Any space that they are on or next to can be activated using special sphere items, unlocking that bonus for that character. This could be a stat increase like additional hit points, strength, or accuracy, or it could be all new skills or unlocked magic spells. This be a stat increase like additional hit points, strength, or accuracy, or it could be all new skills or unlocked magic spells. The sphere.
Yeah, some good beginner sphere grid. Let's show some later sphere grid action too. You know, some experienced hot sphere grid action.
Sweet.
Bush High Priest, thanks for the resub.
Spells. The sphere grid causes fascinating decision making when it comes to forming your characters, because there are branching paths and optional nodes. You can speed through and go straight for that next spell or skill upgrade, but then you leave behind a branching path with.
Okay, I gotta show someone where they had like a locked path Ignore Kimari. I guess this kind of shows it with Walker here, because I got the level 3 Key Sphere.
Grade, but then you leave behind a branching path with several relevant stat increases. You could go back for them, sure, but then you're spending precious sphere levels just to backtrack. This is further precious sphere levels just to backtrack. This is
There we go.
further accentuated by locked off paths.
Skip Kimari. I had a capture clip where, like, the first 20 minutes of it was just Sphere Grid action. Where did I leave that? Check my notes. Clip 29, there we go. There we are. That's some good shit.
Backtrack. This is further accentuated by locked off paths and nodes. You can only access these by acquiring and expending key spheres to unlock them, which again causes more
Sweet.
decisions to be made. Hold off a second for a level 2 key decisions to be made. Hold on.
James Farkey, thanks to the Twitch Prime resub up to 1 year. Thank you so much. Well, maybe this can work here. I show Yuna's blocked off path. At least try to.
Hold off a second for a level 2 key sphere or get upgrades now.
Some classic Monster Hunter.
Or get upgrades now and spend the upgrades now and spend the extra effort to go back for it. And if that wasn't enough, by the end of the game you have even more spheres showing up to mix.
Surely I got more sphere grid stuff happening. Clip 7? There we go. What? There wasn't good sphere grid action in there. Past year's a liar. Maybe at the start? At the start?
Back for it. And if that wasn't enough, by the end of the game you have even more spheres showing up to mix things up. You can do things like
Alright, now I want to show, like, I do the real wacky stuff, like the friend spheres and teleport spheres and all that shit. Which I think I did for Lulu. Yeah, like I use a return sphere. Or did I? No, I did not. Is that later? Like the last? It might have been the last bit in here. I remember doing it like right before the end. Alright, just so you know, using the black magic sphere. It kind of works.
up. You can do things like instantly unlock abilities for someone that someone else already has, cause one character to warp to another one's current position, or have one character instantly unlock abilities for someone that someone else already has, cause one character to warp to another one's current position.
One of these. I don't remember where I left it. Also, am I just missing footage? Why isn't clip 32 in there? Hold on. Uh-oh. I am missing a full clip of footage. I didn't accidentally delete it, did I? I did. Whoopsie doodle, come on back. Fixed it, no problem. Problem solved. We'll have to let that audio conform for a second, but I got it, no problem. Come here, footage. Is that how you guys pronounce that, by the way? The call the cat noise? Did you were like, come here, kitty. Psst, 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 psst. Also, I've never done that to a cat. So I feel like I've completely missed out on that whole thing. Audio game, there it is. Jesus. Whoop. There we go.
Up. You can do things like instantly unlock abilities for someone that someone else already has.
Let's show the end of this with Yuna learning Ultima.
You can do things like instantly unlock abilities for someone that someone else already has. Cause one character to warp to another one's current position, or have one character unlocked and start going through someone else.
What did I do with Orin here? I don't hate that. Just show Orin warping into the others.
Or have one character unlocked and start going through someone else's sphere grid. You could make Oron go down the unit sphere grid. You could make
Hydrate. May have exhausted all my options. This whole section. Oh, making Tidus learn white magic. Guess that's an option. I'll just do that.
You could make Oron go down the Yuna path and get healing spells. Make Wakka get more strength from Oron, so on and so on. There are tons of possibilities.
I want to get a key sphere unlock in here. If I've got any of that sexy footage. Do I? I know I do somewhere. But like most things, I forgot where I left it. And my preview broke. Fuck. I need to fix my RAM. God damn it. Like, it's fine if I bring it on the timeline, right? Nope, super broke. And restart again. Want nap.
On. There are tons of possibilities, and it's fun to explore every single character's options in their sphere grids.
Where's that part where I showed Kimari's sphere grid? He's like level 20 something, and I just outright fucking ignored him. Which clip was that? I should have grabbed it. Because I need that footage. Orin, Lulu, Tidus, Wakka, Yuna, Kimari. Not here. Which clip was that? It was so good. 7? Coreflux! Thanks, other bits. I don't need sleep, I need RAM? True. Number 21, there we go. That should be just long enough.
Their sphere grids, except for Kimari. Grids, except for Kimari. grids, except for Kimahri.
There we go. Actually managed to get through quite a bit of the sphere grid section. And now I talk about why Kimahri sucks. Would I say that the editing on this one has been pretty straightforward? I mean, I'm still just kind of doing the assembly footage, so kind of hard to say. Like, a lot of the bits later on are going to be... like, I got some bits that are going to require a bit more effort, for sure. But yeah, right now, just foundation stuff. The sphere grid has been, like, the most straightforward, because, like, properly show a lot of the information, the clips kind of need to be longer. Which is great, because it just fills up more time. And now I'm feeling hungry again. I did not have enough Doritos. Like a fool. This is just the part I like the least. Like, just matching the footage to everything I'm saying. Because, like, I speak about it in such a general way, because I'm not, like, going from the game, like, from start to finish. So, like, I'm just kind of picking from my gameplay footage all over the place, rather than being like, I am at the start, and I can let, like, the footage I'm taking flow with what I'm talking about. So it just gets a little bit all over the place.
Alright, look, I know I've been...
I had footage of Kimahri in a battle earlier. Here. You fight here because you have to.
shit, except for Kimahri. Alright, look, I know I've been shitting on him this whole time, but there's a reason for it. Kimahri does...
I don't even have, like, good Kimahri close-ups. Maybe when he finishes a guy? But he won't, because he sucks? Alright, this is kind of a funny shot. Just like, looks like Tidus is walking past him and just doesn't care about him.
reason for it. Kimahri doesn't have a home anywhere in the game. His...
That's funny.
doesn't have a home anywhere in the game. His...
Just like, if I keep it like just like that, it looks like Tidus is just walking past him, completely ignoring him.
doesn't have a home anywhere in the game. His sphere grid...
That's perfect. I kind of love that.
the game. His sphere grid places him directly in the middle, with no clear path or archetype he's meant to fill. All he can do is follow someone else's sphere grid, and his... in the game. His sphere grid places him directly in the middle, with no clear path or archetype he's meant to fill. All he can do is follow someone else's sphere grid, and essentially make himself into a backup. Sphere grid places him directly in the middle, with no clear path or archetype he's meant to fill. All he can...
It's a long pause where I kind of hold here, and I don't want a lot of that, so I'm gonna try to move him forward a bit. Is that the same shot?
Phil. All he can do is follow someone else's sphere grid and essentially make himself into a backup of whatever other party member. The thing is, though,
Hey, Kristen, how you doing? I'm doing all right. I am very, very tired today. I did not sleep well last night, but editing is going slowly but surely.
never need a backup.
Alright, let's go back and get some more of that Kimahri fighting footage. I'm gonna get a shot of Kimahri doing something worthless. Yeah, get in there and hit it, Kimahri.
Thing is, though, you never need a backup or second member of that role because they can already handle it and do it much better than he can. And unlike everyone else, Kimahri has
I think I used Kimahri a little bit after this too, right? Was it clip 7? I want to say I saw his name pop up in the party listing of battle. Maybe not. Maybe I actually did ignore him for good reason. You suck, Kimahri. I actually think I legitimately ignored him. Good job, Past Jared. Oh, clip 6 is Blitzball. Just gonna ignore that. I thought I had a victory pose screen with Kimahri earlier. I could show him using Lancet. Because what the fuck else does he do? Oh, there's crit here. There you go. Yeah, Kimahri did it.
And unlike everyone else, Kimahri has no defined role in battle because all he can do is be a suckier backup version. He has And unlike everyone else, Kimahri has no defined role in battle because all he can do is be a suckier backup version. He has no unique trait to quickly defeat enemies. Has no unique trait to quickly defeat enemies, and his blue magic, as enemies, and his
That shows blue magic being used. Shoot, where was that? The Kimahri fight? '21. I literally wrote this down as Kimahri and Ronso bullshit. Seed cannon. Bleh. See, look, they even make fun of him afterwards.
defeat enemies, and his blue magic, as usual, is underwhelming. Add to that, Kimahri has no impact or meaning in the story. Add
Shove. Evening, Dahlia. Hope you're doing all right today.
Add to that, Kimahri has no impact or meaning in the story, so he's just kind of.
Well, you know what? For the part where he's just kind of there. Oops, not Twitter. Where's the Macalenia Lake? Man, y'all remember how fucking good this scene is? It's so good.
There is Moronzo Kimahri.
That scene slaps? Slaps, I don't think is the vibe they were going for.
Just kind of there. Kimahri,
I actually kind of like the camera
just
pan.
kind of there.
Yeah, show the camera pan. I think it's funnier.
So he's just kind of there.
Ooh, maybe maybe the temple's funnier. Like when you do the first temple and he's just literally standing in the background. Like when you first meet Yuna. You always had a crush on Yuna, but this scene makes me need me a man's like Tidus. Yuna's always been adorable. I met someone who I dated briefly because they went to a convention dressed as Yuna from Final Fantasy X too, and I was the host of the cosplay contest. Oh, I already used this clip, didn't I? Right? I already used this clip because it's such a perfect clip. Kind of love that. Yeah. Well, it was like, it was her first ever convention. She was Yuna and her friend was Riku. It didn't end well. But
Kind of,
whatever.
kind of there. Kimahri.
That little looks too perfect. You don't love that part? Yeah. She died.
Kind of there. Kimahri.
Okay. Right there's perfect.
Kind of there. Kimahri isn't.
I'm pretty sure I used this clip earlier. And I want to reuse it, but
Just
Just-
kind of there.
that little pose and look there is too good. Let's go back to where I first mentioned Kimahri. Kind of neat meeting your party at a cosplay convention, though. Yeah. That wasn't a joke, though. She actually sadly did pass away shortly after we broke up. I didn't find out till like much later. Why did I use this for Kimari?
To the story, except for Kimari. Spira, setting forth the journey as we meet Riku, Waka, Lulu, Kimari.
There it is. That's where I used it. So let's move that.
Lulu, Kimari, Oron, and Yuna.
There we go. Got it. Perfect. All right. That little like head look while he's just standing in the background is too perfect. Why is there an empty space here?
Every character around a large map and earning.
Did I accidentally remove a clip? Or is this when stuff broke?
The sphere grid instead places every character around a large map and earning.
Why is this whole section wrong? Hold on. Must be like that.
Forming your characters.
Here we go.
Add to that, Kimari has no impact or meaning in the story, so he's just kind of there.
Kind of want to give that just a little bit extra breathing room. Just like, oops. What is that? 7 frames? Perfect.
There. Kimari.
Any idea what the plan is for Saturday? More of this shit. Weirdest meeting circumstance for someone you had a thing with was a group Skype call for a local Pokemon League? Yikes. Skype? I can't wait for all the kids these days to be like, whoa, that's so retro. I haven't heard of that since Twitter had 140 characters.
Kimari isn't just smarter.
Get some Final Fantasy 11 up in this bitch. All right. You keep bullying Kimari here.
Kimari isn't just smarter, so Kim.
Another cutscene where Kimari's just kind of there. It's gonna be difficult to find. A bit of Kimari during the trial? Even here, Kimari like, you go, Kimari suck. This may not be enough here. No, it's not. Damn. Oh, maybe I just use the brief footage before it.
There! Kimahri isn't just small Ronso. Kimahri insignificant Ronso.
Shit.
There, Kimahri isn't just small Ronso. Kimahri insignificant Ronso. At least he kind of works in the sphere.
There we go. Fucking roasted him, bitch. Kimahri in the sphere grid? Do I got any of that? I haven't already shown. This Octopath Traveler music sounds awesome on an SNES.
Your grid? Not pretty much. At least he kind of works in the sphere grid. I pretty much used him as a proxy to get spells for everybody else and didn't bother using or leveling him up at all. Which is another positive aspect of the sphere grid, is that which is another positive aspect of the sphere grid, is that even Kimahri has a purpose.
Ooh, I actually like that little switch.
Of the sphere
there.
grid, is that even Kimahri has a purpose to help make everyone else better. That's how good the sphere grid is. It's better. That. Everyone else better. That's how good the sphere grid is. Even Kimahri can do something.
Boom, there we go. There we go, got another like whole page edited together. What's the word count of this one again? Almost 6,000. Jesus Christ. I think Final Fantasy IX was 5,100. Alright. You know what? It is now 6 o'clock. And I am feeling hungry. And I'm just very tired today. So I think we're going to wrap it up here. Normally I would keep going. But again, I'm too tired. Didn't sleep well. I got a healthy amount completed and put together though. Which is good. But this is definitely this is a time for me to just step away for a moment, get off camera. Relax. Progress is progress. Yeah, it is. We take that. But yeah, so next stream is Saturday. It is going to be more of this. So if you want to see more, you should come on by. We'll do a raid before we go, though. Holly is currently streaming herself playing the new Sims expansion. I don't remember. Sims 4, I don't remember the name of the expansion, but the point is it has chickens in it. Now the chickens can hug you back. So, go on over, follow Holly's stream. Whenever she's not streaming Sims 4 stuff, she always does her spooky podcast every week. Be sure to check that out too. Give her a follow, show her some love, show her some support. That's going to do it for me. Next stream is scheduled for Saturday. And again, that will be another editing stream, so I will see you guys then. Go enjoy Holly's time, and I'll see you all later.